MrBeast has been at the top of the YouTube world for the past several years, rising in the rankings and surpassing some of the most popular creators to become the most subscribed YouTube channel with over 300 million subscribers. MrBeast has built a family-friendly brand comprised of his creative, interesting, and philanthropic style YouTube videos, which has allowed him to accrue a massive amount of wealth as well as do massive amounts of good for the world. And despite the past controversies MrBeast has been a part of, he is generally seen as the golden boy of YouTube, liked and respected by the vast majority of users and creators alike. However, all that success and good standing could all end up going down the drain as we have yet again some more MrBeast drama, except this time Jimmy isn't the center of attention. It's actually another MrBeast member, the infamous Kris Tyson, who's been a very popular topic of discussion over the past several days. And if you've been here with me, you've been watching this channel for a while, you might remember that over a year ago we covered Kris Tyson and all the drama surrounding their transition. But this time the drama is a little bit different because over the past several days Kris Tyson has been exposed for some, let's just say, strange past behavior back when Kris Tyson identified as a man. And you know, it's 2024 and plenty of people have been exposed for this already in the past several weeks, so I'm sure that you can guess what type of behavior Kris Tyson was engaging in. But if you're somehow still trying to figure it out and you haven't guessed, Kris Tyson has been exposed for liking content as well as apparently messaging and having inappropriate relationships with several minors. So let's talk about the lolly stuff first and we'll get into the more damaging stuff later. So I was already planning on making a video about this type of content later on down the line, but I guess now's my chance and I can just talk about it now. A is a young or young looking girl character in Japanese anime and manga. And on the surface, there's nothing really wrong with these young looking female characters within Japanese anime and manga. But where the issue comes in with a lot of this stuff is it doesn't just end with a girl having a young appearance. A lot of these characters that are drawn to look like little girls end up having relationships with adult men in the stories that they're in. But you know, it's not weird. This character that's drawn to look like a little girl is actually 1,000 years old, so you know, totally not weird, man. It's all good. There's clearly nothing wrong with this visual and what it insinuates. It's all good, bro. She's 1,000 years old. Plus, another big problem with is that there are artists out there on the internet who will straight up draw these very young looking little girls and very simple, not safe for work pornographic content, and this phenomenon is known as Lolicon. In Japanese popular culture, is a genre of fictional media which focuses on young or young looking girl characters, particularly in a suggestive or erotic manner. And this is my biggest problem with this whole thing, because regardless of the quote-unquote age of the character, I still think it's very weird to want to watch explicit content or see explicit images of a female character that's drawn to look like an 8-year-old. Because to me, at a certain point, it isn't really about the age anymore. It's the fact that the girl looks 6 years old. And if you're attracted to girls who are drawn to look like they're 6, 7, 8 years old, to look like little girls, then to me, you're probably actually attracted to little girls. But what does this have to do with Kris Tyson, and how does this relate to the allegations being levied against him? Well, some old tweets and posts have recently resurfaced of Kris Tyson saying some rather interesting things about Lolicon content. Like a tweet where Kris says, "Nothing gets my knob a cranking like some lolly, but you can still get teen love?" 14-year-olds always stay 14, with a little smiley face. That look good for a 4-year-old. And last but not least, why the fuck would you use your VR headset for anything other than 3D gang porn? And this was all weird enough. I mean, to me, those last few statements should be enough to sentence someone to life in prison. Like, what do you mean 14-year-olds stay 14? What do you mean that look good for a 4-year-old? Like, see what I mean? If you like this stuff, you have to be attracted to kids. What do you mean she looks good for a 4-year-old? And why the fuck do you somehow enjoy art of little girls being gang Like, this is what I mean. This shit is genuinely sick. There's more stuff to come, but this video was the first time talking about these predators that I actually felt a sick feeling in my body. But it gets worse. So there's this cartoon called Gravity Falls, a cartoon that many like myself used to watch during our childhoods. But what does this have to do with Kris? Well, the two main characters in Gravity Falls are these two twins, Mabel and Dipper Pines, who are 12 years old. And someone on Twitter posted a tweet where Mabel and Dipper Pines, the two 12-year-old twins, are making out with each other, which is already weird enough. But under the tweet, Kris Tyson would say they're twins, so at that point it's just masturbation, right? Right, for sure. Two 12-year-old twins making out with each other, it's just a little gooning. Like, what possesses a person to tweet this on their very public Twitter account? And again, it gets much worse. But then the more damaging thing out of all this lolly stuff is the art he bought from an artist called Shadbase. Now, Shadbase is an artist who creates art, and another weirdo, of course. That's why he hides his face. And Kris bought this very explicit art of a very young looking girl and would hang this art up in his living room. And people are not only looking at Kris weird, but they're also looking at MrBeast weird, giving him a bit of a side eye, because he clearly knew about this to some degree, as he's literally sitting in the room with the picture on the wall. But then again, it gets worse, because of course it does, because like I mentioned before, there's been a lot of stuff that has resurfaced of Kris messaging several minors. Now, alleged, everything here is all alleged, but Kris Tyson used to have an inappropriate relationship with a 13-year-old boy back when he was 20. And Kris would eventually meet up with this boy 3 years later when he was 16, and Kris would have been 23. And there are some old pictures from Instagram of this guy meeting Kris. Then there's another person who has messages from Snapchat, and as you can see, this is the official Kris Tyson account, and there are some messages here, but nothing too crazy, especially compared to the next person. Now, this person is anonymous, but here are some of the messages. Now, as you can see, this is the official Kris Tyson Twitter account, and here are the messages. I don't know, what you up to? Nothing. How is the video turning out? Good. And then as you can see, there's a MrBeast video. I opened a free bank. Now, these messages are from 4 years ago, and if you go back 4 years on the MrBeast channel, you can see this video. I opened a free bank. I barely got screen time. I wish you could see me more. Laughing emoji. I wish I was in a video. Me too. It's too soon though. I could introduce you to everyone when you get a little older. Okay. Yeah, that would be awesome. Your birthday is coming up, isn't it? Yeah, December 2nd. You're turning 14. I don't know where the party will be at. My mom is still deciding. What do you want? I could give you anything. We could play Fortnite. That's how you know this dude was a teenager. I beat you last time. You don't want anything expensive for your birthday? I could spoil you. I don't know. It's fine. Look at my snap. Okay, we've been here for a while now. I'm tired. Texting you is the only thing keeping me awake right now. Jesus Christ. When you leave, we could play Fort or Minecraft. I love you. I meant I love playing Minecraft with you. And as you can see here, this is a message confirming that this dude was 14 at the time. I would like to stay anonymous, but Kris Tyson was texting me back in 2020 when I was 14. I'm 18 now. I commented on one of his tweets and he saw it and messaged me. When I was young, I couldn't see how he was grooming and manipulating me, but looking back at it, I can see. Now again, alleged, but this is some pretty crazy evidence, and it just goes to show how much of a weirdo Kris Tyson is. And regardless if Kris Tyson had an intimate relationship or relationships with several minors is irrelevant, because we already have enough proof of Kris texting minors and all this stuff. But he also engaged in revenge, providing a link to leaked nudes of Jeanette McCurdy in an old video.
Recently, everybody's been hearing about the Jeanette McCurdy leak of her photo. What the story is, she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. But the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
And this reflects horribly onto MrBeast because Ava Kris Tyson has been a very good friend of Jimmy's up to this point for a long time now, probably over a decade. And I say all that to say there's absolutely no way MrBeast didn't know anything about the stuff that Kris Tyson was into. I mean, he was literally sitting in the living room with that bullshit on the wall. Plus, according to former employees of MrBeast, he did know about all the stuff that Kris Tyson was doing. And according to one former employee, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and that there could potentially be much more stuff going on.
Why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles.
Hold on, let me turn off the music. I'm outside MrBeast's studio right now. Here's a cornfield. I'll explain that tomorrow. I've just been driving by looking to see, you know, is there an FBI raid going on? What's happening? My name's Dawson. I worked at MrBeast from February to May of this year, 2024. Kris is the tip of the iceberg. And when Jake the Viking says MrBeast knew, yeah, MrBeast knew. I heard many times that Ava Kris Tyson is a major liability, but they can't get rid of her because she's already threatened legal action and she knows too much. And when all this information comes out about everything that she knew, everything other people know, I promise you on everything MrBeast has done. Amazon, if you can get your money back, get your money back.
And like, bro, there's just no way, bro. I think the internet might crash if the golden boy of YouTube, a man who has done so much good for the world and so many people, was really on some certified lover boy type timing. That would be just too insane for people to handle. Now, Kris Tyson has made a statement to all this saying, I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things MrBeast and social media to focus on my family and mental health, which is like the worst statement of all time. If your past behavior or comments hurt or offended anyone, you groomed minors. There's no if, bro. You did that shit. It's not like you said a bad joke or you said something a little edgy. You were talking to underage people. You said you like art of little girls being gang. What the do you mean if? So MrBeast did just drop a response to all the allegations saying, over the past few days, I've become aware of the serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I am disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts. During that time, I have been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with MrBeast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation. It will take any further actions based on their findings. So that was his response to everything going on. And as we can see, it wasn't a very mutual decision getting rid of Ava Tyson. But again, I don't know how to feel about this, man. I mean, I'm not saying MrBeast is weird or he on some weird timing. I'm not saying that, and honestly, I do not ever want to think that. All I am saying is that I just think it's strange that Kris Tyson was doing all this for years and years and years. To me, MrBeast had to know to some degree that this was going on. I mean, he's sitting in the room with the art on the wall. Kris Tyson was tweeting this stuff out on his public Twitter. These are old Reddit messages, old Discords, all this stuff. And on top of that, we got former employees saying that he knew the whole time. Even that other former employee, Dawson, saying this is just the tip of the iceberg. It might be more stuff going on. Like, again, I don't want to think MrBeast is a weird person. I really do respect the dude, and I do like MrBeast. I mean, he's done a lot of good things, man. So I really do not want that to be the case. I don't really know how to feel at this point. I'm just a little skeptical of the whole thing right now because this was crazy. This wasn't just some random person that was in a MrBeast video one time. Kris Tyson was a very prominent member of the MrBeast team. He was in probably every video. So like the fact that one of their biggest members was doing this, it's like I just don't know what to think, man. Like, especially again, we got former employees saying there might be some other stuff going on. I don't know what to think at this point. Let me know what y'all think about this though. But something else I noticed is that there are plenty of people who have been real quiet about this situation. You know, people who jumped all over Dr. Disrespect and Cody Ko when their allegations came out have been, you know, particularly silent about this one. You know, I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that Kris Tyson is trans. It couldn't be that you guys wouldn't attack a trans person even though they're clearly a pedophile, right? Even though they're clearly a predator, there's no way you wouldn't attack that person, right? Also, all these people owe Sonny V2 an apology. Bro was definitely on to something. But dude, oh my god, this shit is really crazy to me, bro. But let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, turn on post notifications, share this video. On the road to 2,000 subscribers. Like and sub so we can get there. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing. Do it so we can get these predators the f up out of here. And I'm out though. Catch you guys next time.